parks be placed in the parks. I guess we still table that one when we get a motion. All in favor? Okay. Second, all in favor? I don't know what I meant. Don't make it so complicated. Just throw it out there. City website.
Just tabled from last week, but everybody should have bids out to.
I need a motion. The table's okay.
And just table it, discuss it at workshop.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay. All right. Mayor reports and mayor concerns, and personnel is after that. Should we have moved that on the agenda? It really should have been before the reports and concerns, in my opinion. But we can leave it as is. Anyway, I do have a couple of things to report. Did get an email from Robert Graham today, and let's hope I can find it, about Ebola. And I'll have it up here. We can make copies if anyone has any concerns or has any questions. But we all know the news media has really been talking about Ebola, and we've had people that have come in concerned. I've had people that have called me. This is an update about it not affecting our water supply and things like that. So anybody that does want some information, I have it, and you're more than welcome to get a copy of it. Just had a GMA board meeting last week, which was real informative and really, really good. They have 3 big topics that are coming up through legislature this next year. One is sovereign immunity. The one that I was the most interested in was our loss negotiations, which most of you know that we had the battle with our county trying to fight for what percentage of our 1% cent sales tax that most of you folks help us earn, what percent we get. They are trying to put a matrix together through GMA to make sure that there are no fights between cities and counties over that 1 cent anymore. So I'm hoping that everybody gets on board and tries to help them make that a non-issue, that it's just divided fairly, and that the Department of Revenue starts giving us reports so we know where that 1 cent comes from. The other thing business owners I felt like might want to know, the other big issue is the internet sales tax. And I know a couple of you guys even in here have mentioned that they don't feel like they're on a level playing field with the issue with internet sales tax. They are trying to make it to where people just can't order from those other areas and not get that tax dollar back to you. So it makes it fair for them to come into your shop and buy because they're going to pay sales tax to you or the folks on internet. I know that's a big issue with me. So I know, and I know other merchants have the same thing. The other thing, if you have been downtown, you know that there has been a little bit of work done on the depot. The shingles came in yesterday, if I'm correct. I saw them down there. Weather permitting, they should be back tomorrow morning, and I think it's supposed to be pretty tomorrow, actually. Mineral Springs, talked to Jeff Holloway. He is moving along. He actually had the trail in place, and he is starting on the bridges, but also weather permitting. And I wrote everything down because I know how people don't like these long meetings, so I want to make sure I don't forget to cover anything. I want to thank Cindy and all of the folks, and there were too many of them for me to remember their names. I want to thank all of them for the time that they donated, for the great day of service. They want to increase that. They want other folks coming in to help and to make it a bigger production next year, and I think there's a lot of people that will want to sign up. Because of their efforts, it's enabled me to start some discussion with folks that may be willing to donate time and money and to help make some projects move forward, which will be nice. As for the 2020 committee, thanks to all the folks who donated their time. I don't say how much I appreciate all the effort that you put in very often, but I want to remind you again, your efforts were not in, they're important. They're very important to all of us. It took a lot of time. It took time out of your busy schedules, and I appreciate everything that you've done. The former council was very supportive, and I am and have always been very supportive of what that group has done. We can't move forward without a plan. As elected officials, it's our responsibility to hear what the public has to say. I know several council members want to help, and I want to thank those for trying to move forward and being open-minded about how to approach our city's needs. For those that lack interest and are unwilling to work for our city and with citizens, you may want to rethink your seat. We work for the betterment of the city and the people, and all of them, our citizens, our business owners, and our visitors. If you're not part of the solution, then don't be the problem. Email after email, Ms. Arp has challenged my authority. She states she knows the charter better than anyone. Then stop costing taxpayers dollars. Legal fees where you want different interpretations of the charter to fit your needs are just costing us a lot of money. And if anyone should be questioning authority, what gives the authority to you to ask the attorney to draw up a new charter? That charter is the City of Blue Ridge's charter. I am sure, I am speaking right now. It is my turn. No discussion with council, and I am sure you have not been to our legislators for their advice. I know you hate me being mayor and holding any authority, but that is not up to you. I don't waste my time and taxpayer dollars sending emails back and forth to you and the attorney for your fight, not mine, your fight. This is silly and childish behavior, and I refuse to participate. It is embarrassing how it is not up to you. It's the citizens that voted and elected me in. I am here, and I am here for 3 years, however many months and however many days are left. I usually keep count. So the argument is over. We are moving forward with the city, whether you want us to or not. So I am done, and we're moving on to the next thing.
Which is council concerns. So my reply to that.
Hang on just a moment. Let me have a moment.
You've had your moment.
And I'm going to have another one.
We'll take it, but then I'll.
We're going to do council concerns, and we're going to start with, I don't know, Harold or Rhonda. We're going to go in order. Which one of you wants to follow me?
I'll start.
Council. I knew
Just my report, I was assigned by Mayor Whitener to work on parking issues. Bo Chance, Dana Martin, and I have met. I'm very happy to participate in that. I was happy that the 2020 Club our group put all their time and donated so much time and effort into this. So we're moving forward with this, and we have met. We basically met, strategized, figured out a plan on how to pursue the different avenues that the 2020 group presented to us. And so we are moving forward. We have a strategic plan in place, and right now we're just ready to go out and start talking to different business owners, churches, and government officials trying to get grants. But we do have a plan in place, and we do plan to pursue that. And I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Cindy. I wanted to say with Cindy, I am so impressed that you guys accomplished that in one day. Wow. I just can't believe that. You did such an amazing job. I totally love the idea of Robert's Way. And my second great thing was the bathrooms. Those two, I mean, the other ideas were great also, but those two just blew my mind.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Can I say something since you're mentioning parking? We know we have a parking issue, and I brought up before about at the end of East Main where 6 spaces were taken out. Now we have 2 more spaces taken out, and I have a picture of it in front of the depot. Was that voted on by the council?
I noticed that, but I'm not sure why or who
Who
authorized that.
authorized it? I have a picture of it, and I have it showing there is where it was blocked off.
I don't think anybody voted on it, Linda.
Well, the merchant said, you know, maybe you thought that it was, maybe you thought it was a hazard, but if you'll look by Chester's over there where the cars project out, they go out further than this. And if you see those people coming down by Chester's, and then they get the space that was blocked off, there's a wider space there. So what was the purpose of taking out those 2 spots? And I've been at all the meetings know, if it was voted on or who authorized it.
Well, I know, I think you asked me right
Yeah.
before I went on vacation, right after, and I still don't really know how it came about, but usually those are voted on by city council, and I don't know.
Yours is not
I
permanent.
have an idea.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, or maybe you can hear me. I think Councilman Hart had done.
Actually, I did discuss this with Bill, Bill, and Ronnie.
Well, and the reason she had it done was because that's where I used to park my Model A 3 days, and then moving on. And I'm gonna just say this to you, you know, after the election, you know, you had me move my car from where you let me park in your place, and the day I talked to you, you said to me, we're no longer friends. If you're not with me, you're against me. Since that time, yeah, that's exactly what you said, then, right?
Yes, it is.
And since that time, you've been a problem. And I know exactly.
Excuse me?
It was a vindication by putting that parking, taking it away. There's no place in city government you can take it. And that's exactly how I feel about it. The car was not hurting anyone. I moved every 3 days according to city ordinance, and I moved around other places. And so, you show me in the city one reason to put that there, one ordinance, where it's nothing historical.
Is there not
and that's how I feel.
a road there going into the depot and a road over here? There's supposed to be by the DOT so much foot.
There is.
down
There is.
There is.
You'll
There was
walk-
nothing illegal about those 2 spaces there you took away.
Because
And
that
just so you
cars are
understand,
parking right
the
there
2
now.
spaces today, if you ask,
No,
if
there's
you ask
no
what it
parking
is,
anywhere.
how much is a parking
Okay,
space
let me
worth?
finish.
How much is a parking space worth? And some people say it's worth 5,000, some people 10,000, some people say 15,000. There was $30,000 taken away because you wanted it done.
Really? Well then, and you're not considering that by you parking there? Are you kidding me?
Every 3 days I move it. That's
And
first.
those 3 days you're taking
Actually,
space.
Roy
Nobody
gave us-
I mean, come on.
excuse me just a second. Actually, Roy gave us a study on that a couple of years ago. Rodney, Rhonda, do y'all remember, or Harold? $15,000 a month. Somebody in the audience might remember, because I read it out in the audience one day. That's a lot of money.
I mean, you're the person that's against paid parking, and you're taking up a parking space. I mean, what if we all in business took our vehicle and parked it to advertise our business?
Quite a few around town if you look.
Yes, there is. And that may be something the
But
council needs to
no,
look
but no
at.
one else has took away 2 parking spaces.
There doesn't need to be anybody parked there. That needs to be no parking.
That's different.
Okay, well then the council can vote on it then. But the council didn't have to vote on this. Bill Sowers, myself and Ronnie went down there and looked at it and decided this would be, because of those 2 entrances there, I mean, there's not enough space for a
What
parking
goes in
space
those
to be
entrances?
there.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
pedestrian.
They're not blocked off.
They're pedestrian. There's no vehicles.
Really? Why does it say that?
There's a sign down there that says pedestrian.
It doesn't matter when the depot's open. I mean, we don't know that that's the way it's gonna be.
Okay, well, actually, so I guess if we can do that, I can go paint 2 parking places back, no different.
If you choose to, you can.
Yeah, I guess I can, because I do have administrative authority, remember? So I guess I can paint those back. So I'll take a look at it, and maybe I'll put them back, and then the next time if we want to undo them, we'll do it correctly. We'll vote on it in a city council
Yeah,
meeting.
the council doesn't have to vote on every move.
No, they don't, but when people make changes, they have to if people dispute it. Then it's a council
You're
vote.
right, it goes back, defaults to the council.
If it's disputed, I don't see a reason for it, I'll go look at it, I'll get with Roy, and Roy has actually told us where he felt like parking places should not be, and he's had them reduced. Well, I haven't done that, but I will be happy to, so we're headed on to any other comments about the 2 parks? Go ahead, Jack.
Well, not about the parking, but I would like to speak about some DDA situations, if I may.
Do you want to wait till all
Sure.
of these finish, so, okay.
What time, do you know what time of day? I thought we had talked about overtime, the city workers doing overtime. This was actually done after hours.
I have no idea.
It was done after hours, because I actually saw it.
I have no idea. But I will find out, so.
Not only that, but the signs that were removed in front of the depot there, the
1 hour.
1 hour parking, those were removed at night.
Yes, they were moved after hours.
Why did we do it after hours? Mr. Ryan, I'm gonna let him, he held
Is it the
it.
same subject?
It would be nice if we all had a 1 hour parking in front of our businesses. Probably everyone would like that.
Okay, well, you actually have the ability
We
to
have
do that.
privacy.
You own your parking space. You
I
can stick
don't
up.
own it, George does.
Well,
But I'm
but
talking
you
about
lease the
other
space.
business. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I did.
You took away all of our parking spots in front of our business. We weren't concerned because it was a safety hazard. And we had to build a little parking lot in front of us. What I
Thank
wanna
you
know-
for doing that,
What
by
I
the
want to
way.
know is the water tank project going forward. I drove up there the other day. All I see is a couple of pipes sticking out of the ground and some dirt. I just wanted to find out.
Yes, yes, it's under construction. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the mayor reports and then I'll do public comment.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were
That's okay, that was
wrong
fine.
subject.
Are you finished, Rhonda?
Yes, I think I'm finished.
Robbie? You're so soft-spoken, speak into the microphone.
We've had a lot of water leaks and things like that. The guys are working hard to get those taken care of. And they're doing a really good job. So, you know, if you see them out, please recognize that they're hard workers. They so many times get jumped on and stuff because people don't understand, you know, certain times that, you know, their water has to be off. That's one of the things. I've been working on their, the pay for everyone. It's a lot of information to gather. I've got some of it, not all of it, still working on that. And I think if we all would just try to get along, that'd probably just awesome good. I don't think it helps for a lot of people coming in and just jumping on somebody. I don't think that helps a whole lot. You know, I think people should voice their concerns, but you know, sometimes it just have to say, hey, you know, I don't like the way you do things, and instead of making it into a team effort. I think, you know, it's not productive. So maybe we should try a different tactic instead of trying to gang up on somebody. And that goes for, you know, everybody. That's not just one, but that'd be my suggestion.
I have one question for you. I don't know if the group does or not. The employee benefits, are you gonna have a meeting on that? Because I think there's a lot of, okay. All right, Bruce, your turn.
I agree with Rod you said right there. We're all in this together. We need to do what's best. We all have our own ideas. That's what we're elected for, to hear y'all. And then, you know, we have our own ideas too that we need to go by. And, but we need to work together the best as possible as we can. And I think kindness goes a long ways. You know, even in business, sometimes you can be so stern in business you forget to be kind. I think we need to learn that. I need to learn that. I hope we all work to come together on that so we can be able to talk to each other. Call me if you need to call me. You know, I need to come around and see y'all at y'all's businesses. And anytime you know you need to talk to me, give me a call. We're all interested in the best of this city, and we have to think about the citizens too. And I hope we all realize that, because we're citizens too, not just business owners. We're citizens. So let's all think about that and